graphics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins.
Taken in the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Check 50, check 50. Cowboy 80.
Here's the first carry from Matt Breida. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Breida, the ball carrier.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. Got some room at the 30. And finally taken down at the 36-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Breida. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Second and 11 now.
Here's Breida. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And it's caught by Parker. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are going to take a first quarter lead.
Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted, was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Nyheim Hines on the return. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Eason and the Colts now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. The drive will start with an option going left. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 27-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
A 5-yard pickup on the play.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
They'll throw on 1st down with Eason. Looking for Campbell downfield. That's going to be caught. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Out of the shotgun, Breida. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
42-yard line.
second down at 6 now from the 42. From the gun is Eason. Flushed out right. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And he's able to 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
He's brought down.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Here we go, Shaq. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. What's tight? Tight is right. What's 79 Bronco? We got
He'll look to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Pickup brings up 3rd and 13.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the second time.
Formation for the Dolphins.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
On first down, Jacob Eason. Buying time to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
Back to the air on second down. Eason. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On first down, here's Breida. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
That'll be complete to Breida. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Out of the gun now on third down. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up fourth.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Nyheim Hines on the return. The Colts take over first and 10. At their own 20.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Second down, here's Eason. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Raekwon McMillan. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12.
And it's third down.
After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And he'll find Pittman. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Michael Pittman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colt, and he takes off with it. It's a fake. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, a conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, pump the ball away, but no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2nd and 9 now. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back. And
he takes off with it. It's a fake. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
They'll take over first.
Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sideline. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you, you got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Eason on second down. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it third down.
Third down.
They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Touchdown,
Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts add on to it. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Check.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
I need to get my swag right there.
Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah.
Rodrigo
Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
Motion.
They're going to try and throw. It's complete to Graham. And he goes out right around the 39. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Got three down. 18 Cardinal.
This is Breida. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Squeeze. Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Hey, we're going Mike 40, Mike 40. Check tight end. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Rocky Sin. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the Dolphins' 42-yard line.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
He's going to air one out. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Eason going to throw it out of the shotgun. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
Looking for Campbell downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell as the first half is winding down. And this offense continues to pour it on. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. This will be caught at about the 6. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half.
Nice first. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Taylor, the ball carrier.
Jonathan Taylor, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Colts just continue to pour it on. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. But sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The big play to start them out has them at the 45 already. They run with Breida. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 2.
That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his 4th touchdown on the year. And it's for pride now, but the Dolphins get a bit closer.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Colts take over 1st and 10
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Play action. It's Eason. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Returnable for Grant. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 49-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Throwing deep for Galladay. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37th. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback...
And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10.
He's checking. Crash.
They'll run with Taylor. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First down, Colts.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Carrier.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
To throw on second down, Eason. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he will not make it to the goal line as this try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. A nice move gets him a few extra. Down just shy of his 20. It's a gain of 5. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
Check. 40's mine. 40's the mine. 40's the mine. Here we go. Let's go. Hey, Mike 40, Mike. 19 Tiger. Just like that. Watch the edge. 18 Rattler.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. The linebacker Darius Leonard applied the heat.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. Operating from the gun. Eason, that is caught at the 7-yard line.
Eason's pass.
It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Indianapolis.
From the gun, Eason, flush to his right. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And this offense is running. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
Escaping the pressure right. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play.
Dolphins 17.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. 20, 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Albert Wilson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins gain a bit of respectability.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
It's a first down on a gain of 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Eason off the play fake. They'll roll him out right. And his throw here's incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Kenny Galladay is intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Looking for Campbell downfield. And that will be incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. He's going to let this one go deep. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant. And it's 2nd down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
They throw again on 2nd down. This one's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He's got his man. It's Williams. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Rocky Sin.
Bring in the second string. Bring in the second string.
5, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know,
and oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
And the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike 40, Mike 40. Come on. You better bring it.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? Let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense is going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the 1st down. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Darius Leonard in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Down back at the 40-yard line.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike's 40. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. 40's Mike. 40's Mike.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, 40's Mike.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for
the Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt, certainly not what he wanted. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Tighten down. There you go. Mike 40, Mike 40.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Trips over here. There's overload.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Indianapolis, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.